Aloha Kako Brandy here. So it's gonna be a teaching video to make a standard size book case e-reader cover. What you will need is this: 2 pieces of material, outer and inner. So we did 2 outers. This is in 11 by 8.5. I did a quilting to the Polyfil. Okay. So that is matching also with a liner. 11 by 8. Or whatever. Let me see. Let me see if it's 11 or 11.5. Sometimes she is 11 and 8. 11 and 8. And then we are going to we're going to make 2 of these. They actually start off as, this is 5 inches across and 14 inches long. Then we fold it together, right? It's going to be a square, right? I'm going to clip. We're going to clip. And then we cut an angle. This is going to be our ribbon. So 2 of these. I will list all of this in the description, okay? So now we have our outers, we have our inners, we have these, right? The tie ribbons. First things first, we are going to sew the ribbon to make it a ribbon, okay? What we're gonna do, half a seam allowance, half an inch allowance, we're gonna sew here, and then we're gonna sew down on both, okay? Okay, so we're gonna do that to the other one as well. So you should have 2 of these, pretty sides together, yeah? And then we're gonna flip it right side out. And how do we do that? We push the material, yeah? Okay, just push them, keep pushing them, push them, push them. This is where the chopsticks and all the things come in handy. I basically just, you know, keep going. You know, when you sew, you will have to manipulate the material sometimes, but that's okay. My handy chopstick. I use the flat end first, just to get the thicker parts out. So you see that. And then you can use the sharper end. But just go gentle. You want to push out the corners, but you don't want to go through your seams. So you should have 2 of these. Okay, so now we're gonna do the liner. So we're gonna do like 1/2 inch seam allowance or 1/4 inch, whatever. Down here, we're gonna stop. We're gonna leave an opening. Sew this way and up that way. So we have our liner all set. We left a little opening at the bottom. How's my lashes? Hi. Okay, so now we have the outer. The outer that is already quilted to your poly. So what we do is we fold it in half. We do a little slit. We cut it because we want to find the center. Look at that. Ever so small. And then we take one of your ribbons. Put it to the middle of this one. Make sure it's facing down, like that. We're gonna clip her, because she's a fatty. And we're gonna do the other side as well. And we're gonna do a little basting stitch right across the top. Basting stitch means you're just stitching to keep it together. Let's talk easy terms here, okay? Okay, like I said, it's just a basting stitch. Put it right under here. Go all the way to where your ribbon is. You can remove your clip like I do, but it's up to you. You put your foot down, back stitch always, yeah? Back stitch, stitch across. Always back stitch, pre and post. I don't care if it tells you don't have to back stitch. Always back stitch. Let me tell you, you're gonna have regrets if you don't one day. And I don't want you to, who cares? Back stitch. Go across. Perfect. Okay. So now we have our ribbons on the outsides. We're just gonna trim off the thread because this is gonna go into a part 2. So I'm gonna just get rid of all the thread. You don't need to because it will be hidden, but I'm just doing this to basically kill time. Okay, now we're gonna take the two outer and we're gonna bring it together. We're gonna sew them together. You're gonna take this like this, lift the tongue on both sides. We're gonna do pretty sides together. Yeah, make sure these are out of the way because we're just right? We're gonna enclose the outside of our book cover. So matchy matchy. Matchy 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 matchy. I'm gonna use my big clips because this is a high loft. This is high loft poly. Not all of my bags are like this. This is probably the most difficult one I'm gonna do because it's the high loft and then it's also, this is canvas, so it's a different kind of material. The other book sleeves and e-readers I was making was out of cotton poplin or whatever, linen, you know, whatever material I have. Just so happened that this one is a canvas material, cotton canvas. So now we will take it to the machine and we'll go 4, 1, 2, 3. So 3 of the sides. This is the bottom. We're gonna sew all of it closed with a, what are we doing? We're getting in a 1/2 inch seam allowance, something like that. So when I'm talking about allowance, your needle is gonna go down here. I want my foot flush to the material. So I believe that's 1/2 inch or something like that. I could, maybe it's 3/8 or 1/8. It could be 1/8 inch. I don't, it's marked under here. Look, I memorized my machine to the material. I believe it's a 3/8 inch allowance. So, all right, let's fight. That's what I mean. When it is so we did all 3 sides, right? All 3 sides together, pretty facing each other's side, pretty face, pretty. That's what I do. The pretty side facing each other, okay? So we did all the 3 sides to enclose our book cover e-reader case. We are now just cutting off loose threads. I'm gonna trim the bulk. You see where the corners are? You wanna cut off this underneath there. Just a little bit. Just like that. So you still have your stitches, but you don't have that extra, because that does make a difference in when we turn our bag. So like that, and like that. All right, now we're gonna flip her right side out. This, it's a little bit more round, so it's not as harsh. Not as harsh to the material. Plus it'll let me like dig inside like it's a little finger. All right. Okay. Now, pretty side. Lining, ugly side facing you. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold these two tongues down so that it'll get out of the way. We're gonna then put this whole thing into the liner. Pretty faces pretty. So you're gonna be looking at the ugly side of the lining, all right? You're gonna put it in here. And you know, other makers, they will tell you to like just bulk your, put your whatever, your things. Here's what I do. First I fit it all the way down to the corners. I push the bag all the way into the liner, meeting the corners, and then I gather the ribbons on the bottom. People tell you, when I've seen these videos, they say, oh, just stuff it as... No, you don't just stuff it. And then we're gonna pin all the way around. So your bag is gonna look like this. Pretty side, ugly side. Okay. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna sew all the way around. Okay. So we pinned it all together. Tongues are out. Pin the top. Pin the straps. We're gonna do one round. Right, so you took that drawer right out, and then we're gonna put it in here. And I'm flushing. So I'm flushing my foot right to the end, right here, to this end. Color my, you can see what I'm saying. So we're gonna sew all the way around. Now that that's done, so we did that, right? We stitched all the way around. So from the bottom, we're gonna bring the bag out from the bottom side. You might be a little scared, you might be afraid you're gonna tear some stitches, you know what, whatever. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Trust your hands, trust the process. And then we just fold it all together, flip it outside, so it kind of comes like that. We're almost done. get rid of any loose threads. Maybe just kind of hanging around. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, this would be the time when you would put any kind of name labels. You can sew it inside of here before you close up your bottom. I'm not gonna put a label. I'm just gonna close it until it's fine. Okay, so the bottom is good. Top is good. Now we're just gonna push. Let's push the inside to the outside. We'll push the inside in here. So pretty. So we're gonna make sure that everything is nice and snug up here. We're gonna fold because we're gonna do a top stitch. We're gonna do a top stitch. So what we wanna do is we're gonna clip down all of our material. I'm gonna fold down. That way we can bring it all together. Make it all pretty. Make her pretty. It helps if you push the bottom of the inside while you're gathering the top and massaging the top of the material, just pushing it down like that. Oh, the polyfill. Okay. So now we're gonna take it back to the sewing machine. We're gonna put it back on the arm. We're gonna do a top stitch. Let's see if I break a needle today. We'll see. So we covered all the things. Closed up the inside. And created a standard size book / e-reader cover with ribbon closure. Period. Good job.